guys, this is Karen with Hampton Paranormal, and I am doing a little video to show you the road in the daytime of Gap Creek Road that runs from Hampton to Elizabethton, Tennessee. This is the road that is supposed to be so haunted, that's supposed to have many deaths. It's the one on the video I just recently done, and I told you guys I would do a kind of like a drive of just the road itself. I do apologize for the shakiness of the camera. It's my cell phone and it's attached to the little cell phone holder, and when my car bounces it kind of bounces with it, but for safe driving it's the best way to do without having to hold the camera itself. But anyway, this road on this end, which is toward Hampton, is where the so-called Chickamauga Indians come from, the Sycamore Shoals Historical Site area, and they traveled down through this road somehow, somewhere. I don't know the whole story. Like I said, this is just urban legend. And at the end of this, or at the beginning of this road, there is like a creek bed. And it's known that they had beheaded a soldier. I cannot remember his name right off the bat. But they beheaded him and threw his body into the river. And then right up here is where I'll show you where the older, I think it was an older lady, like just several years back, had a cave-in the road, and they ended up having to fix the road because of this. And she ended up going off into a bank. It was like a kind of like a mudslide or something, and she actually went off the road, and I think it killed her, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know what her name is, and you know, there's family members out there. This is a pretty fresh death, so, you know, I don't want to mess into something like that, because, you know, these family members live around here. Just like, and I'll be taking you through the old part of Gap Creek. They have extended this road and made it bigger for tractor trailers and stuff, and because of the congestion of it, it does stay pretty packed. Right there to the left up here is where I done that investigation in the dark, and this is where I was telling you about the lady who went off the road, and see all the what do you call it, concrete borders or whatever. They ended up having to close this road down for like 2 or 3 years to put all this up, just to prevent that from happening again. It was a tragic, tragic thing that happened to this person. Female or male, I'm not sure, and I wouldn't give a name if I had it. But, you know, I do hope that, and I'm sure this person has found, you know, their peace and whatever. Okay, now halfway through this road, supposedly, and like I said, if there's family members out there that hear this, I'm only going by urban legend, okay? Or what's been said and what is on, it's called Tennessee's Most Haunted. You could actually look it up on the internet. It's all the areas in Tennessee that are haunted and what the legends are. But anyway, in the middle of Gap Creek, okay, see, I'm turning right here. This is the old part of Gap Creek. Straight ahead is the new road, which recently, a young man that I went to school with recently died up there. Awful, you know, tragic thing, and it's very fresh, so I will stay off that subject. I don't want to touch that. I don't know if it's the road itself that causes injuries, or I'm not saying that a ghost come out and killed somebody. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying a lot of tragedy occurs on this road, and it's sad. But anyway, halfway through here, supposedly, years ago, a young lady was going to a dance or something, and somebody had killed her. I don't know if they robbed her, killed her, what exactly happened. But anyway, you're supposed to be able to see her spirit standing on the side of the road. She's supposed to be wet looking and in a gown. I don't know if it's a white dress gown. It's it's a gown for like a dance, not a nightgown. Many people has picked her up to take her home, and then they get her to the destination, and she's no longer in the back seat. That was double negatives. I do apologize. Anyway, towards the end of this road, which we won't be making it that far because I got to make a pit stop up here to pick up my grandbaby. But further down towards the Elizabethton side is where the headless man, or the man that was supposedly robbed many years ago. I'm thinking it was back in the 1800s is what I'm thinking. He was robbed. Some people see him as a headless man. Some see him as a two-headed man. I mean, that's just what the legend is as far as what they see as a spirit. What happened to him is I believe he was robbed, mugged pretty much by a homeless man. And, yeah, so those are pretty much the stories. Not to mention, I had read on this one site, I can't think of the name of it, but it's where local people go and they talk about haunted houses and stuff, you know, around the area. And that's where I got the Gwendolyn house. But a lady had said she lived here on Gap Creek and said she woke up one morning and looked out her window and noticed a black man hanging in a tree. And she said she had a cemetery close to her house. Now, I didn't want to get too intrusive to find out because she wanted to know about this African American man, you know. She wanted to know what happened, the history. And, you know, you just can't say, hey, where do you live at, you know, because I'm not like that. I think, you know, all that stuff's confidential. You shouldn't know. So I did try a spirit box coming through here to find out if I could figure out who this African American man was, but I really didn't get a lot of results because I don't know if I was in the right area. Doing some road work. But yeah, this road can be very dangerous, and it's probably why it's cost a lot of lives, you know. But the most recent one was a gentleman that I went to school with, a very great guy. I mean, you couldn't have, you know, nobody could have said a bad word about this man. And of course, I won't give out names, but anybody that's local knows who I'm speaking of. And it was all, you know, I don't know if it's still under investigation or what, but let's just say it's a bad tragedy and it's very sad. But that was on the new part of the road. That's not on this area. Sorry, I was lighting a cigarette before I get my grandbaby. I can't smoke around her. But anyway, guys, this is just a rough estimate of the road that I'm speaking of. There's a lot of history to this road. It actually used to be a wagon road. And they dealt in coal and mining and stuff like that. So, yeah. But anyway, this is pretty much the view of the road. So, the next time I do a Gap Creek video in the dark, you'll know where I'm talking about. Okay? So anyway, God bless you all very much. I hope you guys all have a great, safe rest of the week. And, yeah, watch our 3 videos that I just posted at Watauga Lake, the Lake of Death. And, I hope you guys like it. Please share it, subscribe. Help us with some subscribers. We're getting up there, but we could use some more. And, yeah, this is Karen. God bless you all and have a great, wonderful week. Goodbye.